I'm not even a woman. I'm a dude.
Nobody walking barefoot, smell the feet. Got the squad rolling deep, can't stand on their feet. Can see you on the grip, hands in the dough, funny pot. Sticky fingers, palm looking, the block stay hot. Cyrax, shadow boxing, swinging at the air, undefeated in delusion. Reality don't care, Jupiter creeping, got the whole crew shook. Predator vibes, got a band from the book. Josh Block got the hell, bottle in his clutch. Captain of a ship that's been sinking too much. Over Navy Waddle, can't step to the throne. Worry, top the mic, let them reap what they've sown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Thanks for stopping by the channel again today. My lord, do we have some big news. Old Chance Wilkins, sorry guys, Freudian slip. In a second, you guys will know what I'm talking about. Old Chance Wilkins has had some big developments as of late. There is a rumor going around on the Reddit thread that I was almost conflicted about whether I should cover or not, but at this point with the screenshots coming out, I think it's worth bringing up. I think it's worth covering. So I started getting messages and emails and links sent to me telling me that Cyrax was going to change his gender and become a woman and that he wanted to be called Patricia. And I was like, no, this is just too crazy. He can't literally, word for word, be following Chris Chan's entire arc. He can't literally just be doing anime series straight into changing his gender. I mean, Sally better be careful. She better make sure she locks that padlock on the outside of his door before something really bad happens. But then I started clicking on some links, which is always a dangerous thing to do when you're in the Cyrax community. You never know what you're going to see, whether it's going to be a stylus or a fidget spinner. But I rolled the dice for you guys because I wanted to make sure we had the news. And I clicked on some links, and I've got a couple of screenshots to show you here real quick. So this is from the Reddit. This was somebody in a private Cyrax Discord adding everybody and saying, just FYI, it's never okay to out anyone's sexuality before they're ready because we care about people. Since Cyrax is not people, he is a parasite and a baby born from the ass of a demonic hex. It's okay to do this. Yeah, he's a goblin, so like we don't have to treat it like people. It's a goblin. It doesn't have rights. It's not allowed to have nice things or make a living. The post goes on to read, Cyrax is trans. He calls himself a trans woman in private, and lately the pictures that he sends out to, quote, willing, quote, women. I love even the way that they wrote that, like willing and women being in quotations. He plays with his little goblin and calls it his, God, how can I even say this on YouTube? He calls it his little boy, let's just say female anatomy, and says that he's, quote, wet. Oh my god, he's like the white Bowser. He's watching to Wah 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 wet when he's supposed to be watching to Wah 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 dry. And says that he's, quote, wet when he plays with his, let's just say, stylus hole. Jesus, I have to cut so much of this out. You guys get the idea, though. This is 100% real, and 100% I have evidence for everything I said. Cyrax is a liar and says he has a boy female anatomy and plays with his stylus hole. This is the truth. So this screenshot by itself doesn't really prove anything. I would fully believe this of Cyrax. I have no reason not to believe it. At this point with him, I'm kind of the mindset that, like, instead of being innocent until proven guilty, he's kind of guilty until proven innocent. Like, he's done so much crazy shit over the years that I can't imagine what he would have to do for me to give him the benefit of the doubt and be like, no, Chance would never do that, you know? So I kind of am inclined just to believe this from the start. But on top of that, there's another screenshot we can get to. This one is from a confirmed Cyrax Discord account, Goblin Gaming, to which he's talking to a buddy troll on the 22nd, only a few days ago. A lot of it's cut, so I don't know what the buddy troll said to him first, but we can see Chance reply saying, yeah, to be honest, I've been wanting to, like, fully express myself. I'm just scared that those lame AF trolls will make it worse, you know? Which I will say, I've read through a lot of Chance screenshots over the years, and this is how he types. This is also a confirmed account, so again, that's not saying that somebody couldn't have faked it. People can fake pretty much anything these days, but this is how he types. This is a confirmed account, so again, I'm inclined to believe it. I think it's absolutely hysterical that after years and years of yelling every slur for gay people, all the stuff about Blind Billy, all the stuff about accusing Marty of making a pass at him, and that's why this whole situation started in the first place. All the hate that he has spewed out of that gullet over the years. Now he wants to, like, hold up the idea of being a member of the LGBT community as a shield to try to defend himself from criticism. Because if I had to guess, I would say that's probably all this is. I don't think that he actually has any type of struggle with his gender identity. I don't think that he thinks of himself as a woman. He fucking hates women. Listen to the way that he talks to Southern Harlot or Darkside Becky. Like, there is just so much hate and vitriol in that little goblin body for any woman. I highly doubt that he wants to identify as one. I do definitely think that he's gay, and I think that pretty much every troll that he's ever really hated, Marty included, he has like a homoerotic relationship with where he's secretly in love with them. But I definitely don't think that he thinks that he's a woman. But I do think that he knows that a lot of people get uncomfortable and will leave you alone even if you're a bad person, if you identify as being like trans or gay or something like that. So I think that the opportunist that he is, always looking for a new way to play the victim, always looking for a new way to deflect any criticism off of himself, I think that he's hoping, he's kind of testing the waters in these private chats, and then maybe he'll put it out there sometime soon for like the general public. I think he's hoping that, like I said, he can hold up the idea of being trans as a shield to say, you can't call me a PDF anymore, you can't call me a predator anymore, you can't steal my music or make fun of me. People just only have to say good things about me all the time because I'm trans. But again, Chance, that might work if we thought that there was like any actual chance that you were a member of this community, or maybe if you weren't a known PDF or a known grandma strangler, or if we hadn't seen you punch that door inches from Heather's head. Like, if we didn't know all of these things about you, maybe we would feel a little bit bad about you being confused and wanting to express yourself, but we just know too much stuff about you, man. Like, at a certain point, even with people who have the inclination to just totally not even come after somebody that they think is trans because it's like, ooh, that's a third rail, I don't want to get myself in trouble, they're still going to make fun of you because nobody takes you seriously, nobody believes anything that you say, and you are one of the most reprehensible goblins ever to show your face or every other part of your anatomy on the internet. So good luck with this one, Patricia. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think you're going to get any sympathy or be able to defend yourself with this at all. The LGBT community does not claim you, just like the juggalos don't, the street racers don't, the goths, the punks, the emos don't. No subculture that you've ever wanted to be a part of claims you. And just like Nova, you're not welcome at Pride, so fuck right on off out of there. But meanwhile, while he's privately messaging people on Discord about possibly being trans, publicly he had a different story to tell this morning, which of course is crying about John John. So let's see some goblin tears. Let's see if we can glean any new information now that we know this thing thinks it might be a woman. I mean, there's so much stuff that we could just cover through a new lens now. Him wearing Sally's jacket during the Bender Boys Records incident, was that him trying to express himself? Were all those slurs that he slung at Marty really just him deflecting and trying to show his love? I don't know. Let's find out.
Hello, everyone. This is Chance. And before you're asking, yes, I got a few hours of sleep. And yes, I'm still working on my project. But right now, I'm here to expose Marty's brother-in-law, John, as the egotistical,
That was a good try there, buddy. Very close.
terrible, evil, vile person this man is. And I'm going to go over every single thing, one by one.
What was he doing there with his finger? Was he trying to tell us how big it is?
Every
Yeah, that looks about right. That's probably accurate.
single thing, one by one. And break down every cell of this man's channel to where he will probably not have a channel left.
Well, even if you were to successfully do that, he could probably just start 7 more according to your rules, right?
Now, I asked all three, Gemini, Google, and ChatGPT.
Oh my god, that's his council of elders these days. He has to ask each of the AIs to, like, compare the results. This is like SpongeBob being alone in his house with Chip, nickel, and used napkin, or whatever the fuck. I consulted the elders, and they found that I cannot ask any more queries today, as my free trials have expired.
To ask me why John is such an evil, vile, disgusting person. for a lack of better terms, what makes this person evil as fuck.
I also love the idea that he probably just typed in like John from YouTube. So even the AI was probably sitting there reading the question being like, Jesus Christ, what does this guy want me to do with this prompt?
So, we're going to break it down. By doing this, I'm going to break down every little screen of information. Poor little John, about to be broken down by the very person he's trying to victimize.
Can you imagine thinking that you won because you asked ChatGPT why someone is like a bad person and then you read the results aloud? Like, I truly cannot fathom being dumb enough to think that that was somehow a dub. Also, God, it kills me that these videos of his are so low resolution because I would love to be able to read his prompt history like we did last time, because you just know that everything over here is like the funniest shit in the world. And the greatest sin of the internet is that his videos are so low quality that I can't even make out what it says.
And by the way, if you guys want the reasons from this, they're all right there in the description. Like this right here. Reported allegations and critiques from community and audience feedback. Allegations, what's claimed, red flags, why people react strongly. Sudden emotional or mood swings and hostility. What is claimed? The creator is said to have flip-flopped calm and humble messaging at times, then angry, harsh rants at others. Red flags, inconsistent persona, can feel manipulative, abrupt.
Okay, so as he reads this, I just want to chime in and say, one of the big problems with asking AI questions is that the AI is more concerned with giving the person asking the question the answer that they want than it is with being accurate. I like to check a lot of my papers that I have to write for law school using ChatGPT, and what I've learned is you have to ask it a really benign question for it to give you an answer that's even halfway accurate. Because when you ask it a leading question, it will give you the answer that you want to get. Like, even if it's kind of obscure or even if it's not super accurate, it will find a way to phrase the answer in a way that it thinks is going to, like, please you. So if I were to ask, is Samurai Jack a good show? It would probably give me, like, a pretty accurate answer based on a lot of, like, reviews written online, and it would give me, like, kind of pros and cons, and maybe a synopsis of like the genre. But if I asked it, reasons Samurai Jack is the greatest cartoon ever made, it will literally just, it's not going to disagree with me. It's not going to say, actually, here's some shows that are better than Samurai Jack, or not that there are any, obviously, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like, it's just going to, if I ask it reasons it's the best show ever, all it's going to do is come up with a bunch of answers supporting the idea that it's the best show ever. So you can tell just by the answer that he's getting here that he didn't ask it like, do people on YouTube like John? Or is John a popular streamer? He didn't ask it like a benign question where it could find like actual results. He definitely asked it a very leading question, because for it to immediately respond being like, here are red flags about John, like it clearly was a prompt where he was like, reasons John is a bad person. Reasons John is the worst streamer ever. Like, he clearly just asked it like a very childish leading question that it's now struggling to figure out how to answer in a way that he'll like. So that's my little AI rant. Let's get back into it.
Hostility can alienate and scare viewers.
Chance, look at your face right now. You really have no room to talk when it comes to scaring viewers. Also, him struggling to say alienate like that is fucking hysterical, man. 4-syllable word, Cyrax. 4-syllable word.
And that is something that you are. You are hostile. Need I bring up the fact when I talk to you calmly about stop stealing my shit, John? The minute I brought it up, your first action was one of your worst. You pulled out a fucking...
Chance, what have you gotten upset and pulled out on stream? Literally every time you go on William's stream, or back in the day Marty's streams, they will be so calm. They'll just be like, oh, hey, Chance. How you doing today? And you will call them the F word, the N word, the K slur. You'll get so upset that you whip your goblin out. You'll scream at the top of your lungs to the point that Sally has to come from another room and tell you to be quiet. Like, you are the absolute last person on the planet. Sorry, you're not a person. Last goblin on the planet to ever tell anybody anything about remaining calm.
And putting it at my face on a Discord call, and then pretended to call the police. You tried to play the victim as if you are this grand creator of all this stuff that is mine, but you are not. You are merely a common thief. Which leads me to my next one. Deleted content and covers up bad behavior. That plays right into what I said before. See, you steal my work and you try to cover it up as your own. Matter of fact, you did the same thing on a Discord call. Matter of fact, it was that same day that you on me. That very same day. When me and CIA Hole were in call with you and confronting you. You sat right there. I showed you my original Facebook where I created the original artwork for my current Shadow Kai project. Then what did you do? You went in and photoshopped your name over what was originally there. All to try to lay claim to what is not yours. Because as I said before, you are nothing more than a common thief, John. Now, let's read into this. What is claimed? A live stream with harsh language, threats, or insults was later deleted, and then the channel acted as though it never happened. I wonder why you covered that up, John.
It's amazing that he's trying to get on anybody about, like, deleting existing content or anything like that, considering the fact that there literally have to be archive channels for all of his content because he takes down, like, 90% of what he makes. Because it reflects terribly on him, and he realizes that after the fact. Like, no self-control whatsoever, mixed with then trying to cover everything up immediately. And then he wants to get on this video here and tell other people that they need to have more self-control and not delete things after they post them. Absolutely incredible, the lack of self-awareness.
It couldn't be because of the fact that you did something against me, and you covered it up to save your own ass. Because you knew I was right about what I was saying about you. And in a fit of rage, you acted out of line. You got angry. You got mad. Because you knew I was right about everything I was saying. And what did you do? You deleted that video. All to cover it up because you knew that you were caught. Which also reminds me, that's why you sat right there the other night. And after you pulled out a on me on your own live stream, you then quickly made it look like, oh, it's just a toy. When you sat there and you put the toy gun down after picking up the real one, you went like this. Put it down. Quickly switch out for a toy gun. You did that because you didn't want to get caught. That's why you deleted that video. Because you sat right there and pulled out on a live stream. A live and when you knew I knew that you were caught, you quickly put it down and went, oh, no.
First of all, other than you with your little goblin chants, nobody's ever pulling anything out on a live stream that they wouldn't want people to see later. Especially in this community, you should always assume that, like, your stream is being recorded, so that's completely ridiculous. Also, secondly, he's been saying it was a real weapon for like a week now, and every single comment on every single video has been, hey idiot, it had an orange tip, it wasn't a real weapon. So I love that like a week behind the news cycle, he's finally catching up and being like, oh yeah, it was a toy.
I got the orange tip gun, it's just a toy. No, you put the real one down and then picked up the fake one. Because you knew that if they caught you with that real one, that your channel would be wiped out. Your whole existence would be gone, destroyed. Your channel, your career on YouTube, turned to ash, gone, burned to the ground. That's why you did that. Because you were scared that you would get caught. Red flags and why people react strongly to this particular one. Deleting evidence of past actions is often seen as a tactic to avoid accountability. Sounds pretty familiar, don't it, John? And we all know where you get that from. You get that from your brother, who did the same shit. Next on the list, violent language or extreme talk. In the recorded live stream, he allegedly talked about people, which you did do. You talked about that with William Glorial. You talked about it being my last birthday. He refers to prophecies from God, suggests that God is on his side, which God is not on your side.
I just want to touch on that birthday thing real quick. It might not be your last birthday in your life, Chance, but it's definitely your last birthday indoors.
His supporters believe he has divine backing. No, you do not. You do not have any kind of divine backing from any major YouTuber that you see as God. Because I know there are certain YouTubers that you see as YouTube gods, which don't get me wrong, that's understandable. There are certain YouTubers that I see as YouTube gods as well, such as Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, guys such as Smosh, Ray William Johnson. You know, the greats, the people that made YouTube great, the people that made YouTube what it is. But you are sitting there acting like they are on your side when you don't know them and they don't know you. Therefore, that makes you a false prophet. If we're talking in biblical terms here, you would be considered a false prophet.
I don't ever for even a day in my life want to hear Cyrax try to interpret the Bible. There is absolutely nothing insightful that he could say about any scripture. I'd like to skip this QuickTime event.
Because you speak things that sound good on paper, but in reality, you're fake. And you can't back it up. Monetization or money appeals tied to crisis or drama. Kind of reminds me of why you're trying to steal my shit. He asked for money. He allegedly asked for money for personal use in dramatic ways, sometimes threatening to leave YouTube, then returning. Now, why is it that you would need money like that, John? It couldn't be because you know that I own the rights to my shit, and you know once Nintendo comes down on you for your last little escapade, for your last little adventure of trying to shut me down.
Well, I don't know, Chance. Isn't Nintendo coming after you? I seem to remember you getting a letter in the mail.
You know that you're going to need a lawyer. That's why you're begging for money. Because you know that you're going to need a lawyer. Instead of being a good person and doing stuff the right way like I've done, and like other people have done, you go around and you do all this fucked up shit to gain money for your own use, to shut me down. And guess what, buddy? I'm still here. This can create emotional pressure. Give me support or you're abandoning me. And mixes vulnerability with demands. And you are not vulnerable by any means. Oh, now we're getting into the nitty gritty on this. Dismissal / minimization of harm. After a bad live stream, he said to have dismissed it all as righteous anger and moved on without full apology. Going back to the live stream, going all the way back to that live stream, you dismissed that whole thing as being fake. As what I'm doing for real as being fake. Why? Because you didn't want to get in trouble with YouTube. And William, this also applies to you too, motherfucker. All this shit I'm saying can also be applied to you, but I'll save that for a different one. I'll do a different expose on your ass in a different video. Right now, we're breaking down Marty's uneducated, savage, idiotic, civilized brother.
God, he's just dropping exposés on everybody. Nobody is safe. We all better watch out. Chance Wilkins is going to ask ChatGPT to come up with the facts for him, and then he's going to take you down.
Now, what does it say after what he did? When someone does harmful things but refuses responsible acknowledgement, it suggests a lack of integrity, which we all know he has no integrity. He has no morals. John is a witless ignorant, undermining or attacking certain audiences, making degrading comments about women and contempt towards people who...
Chance, I listened to you call Southern Harlot a whore like 40 times like 3 days ago. You can't get all high and mighty about how people speak to and about women. You strangled your grandma.
Who question him. Sounds like you're not just doing shit on me, Johnny boy. Sounds like you just ain't doing shit on me, little Johnny Bravo. But we're going to focus on what you've done to me. But I will be doing a deeper dive on that later on, for sure. Making degrading comments towards me, for sure. And I'm not even a woman. I'm a dude.
How fucking funny is it that he said that immediately after these Discord leaks came out? It's literally like he's got a chip on his shoulder about it now. It's a Freudian slip where, like, the way that he used to be like, I'm not gay. I'm straight. I like women. I don't like Marty. I'm not attracted to Marty. Like the way that he used to randomly repeat that, like as if he was trying to convince us as much as he was trying to convince himself. He now has to, in the middle of a sentence, totally unrelated to anything, just be like, I'm not a woman. Like, he's so transparent.
But you sit there and make degrading comments about me, talking shit and bashing on me like you're some sort of hero, but really you're a fucking sheep in wolf's clothing.
Did he just call him a sheep in wolf's clothing? You fucking idiot. It's a wolf in sheep. Oh my god. Oh my god. I started recording this video too early in the day. I need another coffee because he's so dumb it's making my head hurt.
And anybody who questions you, and I've noticed this and I've seen this for myself, anybody who questions you, you delete them from your live stream. You kick them or delete their comment. Every time they question you, every single time they question you, you ban them from your comments if you don't like the question. When it challenges your legitimacy, when it challenges what you're really about, you ban that person. And I've seen this firsthand. Matter of fact, I was in one of your live streams undercover just the other day under a fake account. And I questioned your credibility. I questioned your credibility about the Shadowcat stuff and how, oh, it actually belongs to this guy. It doesn't belong to you, John. Then if it belongs to you, why is this person over here showing real proof and you got no proof? I sat right there and questioned you under a fake account. And what did you do? You banned the comment right away. Because you knew that I was being correct in the way I asked it. You knew that I was onto you and you didn't want to get caught. So what did you do? You banned my comment and you also kicked me from your live stream.
The last time somebody kicked you, it sounded like this.
You banned my account because you knew you had been caught. You had been caught red-handed. But yeah, you didn't want to take accountability and you tried to divert it as, oh, this guy's just a hater. No, I wasn't a hater. It was me, John. I was under that fake account. And you got caught. But you didn't want to show that. You wanted the whole world to believe that you were this grand creator of my work. Which I have personally shown many times in the past as to being my work. I've made videos on it. I've showed everything. I've showed all the proper documentation. So yes, you do those things, John. You are false. You don't take accountability. And you get rid of those who question your legitimacy, who question your accountability. You condemn those that question you. Isolation and rejection of other authority. Ooh, this is a good one. He claims to only answer to God and rejects church memberships or human oversight.
I don't even know if we're talking about John anymore at this point. I have no fucking clue what he's on about right now.
Which they're basically saying is that you treat your stream like you answer to no one when it comes to the crimes that you commit. You act like you're above law enforcement. You act like you're this grand God. You act like you're this holy person when you are not. You act like you're the best thing that ever lived since the earth was created, and you are not. You are the most evil, vile thing that God has created. And honestly, I'm pretty sure you didn't even come from God. I'm pretty sure you came from the bowels of hell.
It's incredible that this disgusting sewer goblin thinks that he can speak for God. Like, what?
And we're probably birthed from Satan. And that's the thing, man. You claim to be this holy person. You claim to be this innocent person that, oh, this guy is stealing from me. He's stealing from me. You're fake as fuck. You're not innocent. You are vile, you are evil, and you are disgusting. If anything, you are literally the most disgusting thing ever birthed from the devil himself. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting one right here. I like this one a lot. Charismatic / manipulative magnet effects. Some say he draws people in with humility and charisma, then slowly undermines their critical thinking. That actually plays into what I was saying earlier, actually. That actually plays very well into what I was saying earlier. See, you draw people in and make people think that I am this evil person. That you are this innocent victim of this guy named Chance who's trying to steal all your stuff. And you just want to get your stuff back. But really, it's the other way. It's really the other way around. You want people to side with you, to build your little army of trolls to come after me. That's all it is. You want people to feel sorry for you so that you can manipulate them into joining your army of internet trolls, so that you can then further build your army to try to attack me and undermine me. But here's the thing. I can't be undermined. I won't be undermined. Because here's the thing, John. There's something that you need to realize, and that is this. You have to do something I don't have to do. You have to cover up your lie with another lie. And then you have to cover up that lie with another lie to support the other two lies. You have to lie about everything.
Chance, lying on the internet is the only thing that you've done for quite literally over 10 years on the internet. Like, where did you find this high horse, and how, at your stature of 4'11", did you manage to climb up onto it?
You have to send out fake letters to try to scare me. But me, I've told the truth every time. And I've stuck by the truth. And I have shown proof that I am telling the truth. Therefore, John, in conclusion, you are nothing more than a self-centered, egotistical, self-righteous, who quite frankly doesn't deserve to be on YouTube. If anything, you deserve to be working at fucking Burger King for $3.95 an hour.
Where in the country does he think that Burger King would pay you $3.95 an hour? John has a successful YouTube account where he actually makes money. You're the one whose YouTube account doesn't make money. So by that logic, if anybody should be working at Burger King, it's you, Chance. Now you can't because you're a walking health code violation, but still.
That's where you deserve to be. You are an art thief, you are a music thief, you are an idea thief. And you manipulate people into thinking that you're this great guy. You and William both are disgusting, vile. And so is your fucking wife. Marty's sister, she's just as bad as you are. And yes, I know about her joining in on your bullshit. And honestly, she's just as bad and immature for supporting your delinquent behavior.
35-year-old man who's never had a job, living in his grandmother's attic, complaining about how he doesn't have enough free time to play video games, and he's getting bullied online, calls other people immature.
Or demonic, evil behavior. I'm not afraid to admit that I've made fuck-ups. I'm not afraid to admit that I've done shit that may be out of line. But everything I have done that has been out of line has been for good reason. Because there's an old saying, sometimes you gotta do the wrong things for the right reasons. Sometimes you gotta...
Well, there's an old saying out in Texas, I know they got it in Tennessee, it goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, can't get fooled again. And that feels very apt to you, Chance, considering the amount of kill sticks you've put in Xboxes.
I do bad shit to get good results. And for me, I did bad things for right reasons. Everything I have done was to protect my family at any cost. And I will continue to protect and defend my family and my property and my likeness and my image. Anything that belongs to me, I will protect with my life. And don't think I don't know about that game that you're trying to make using my image and likeness. That's going to get shut down too. Because you don't own me. I own me. God owns me. Not you, not William, not the troll community. I own me. I am my own person. And you do not have the right to use my face, my image, or my likeness without my consent or my knowledge. And I do not consent to using my face, my voice, my image, my likeness. None of me is allowed to be used by you or anyone without my approval. And I do not approve of my face and image and likeness being used on anything. If they are a friend and I know them personally and we work on, say, a project together, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But you are not a friend. You are a terrorist. Not that I have to do very much because, like I said, I talked to Alexandra from Nintendo. I talked to her personally for about an hour. And honestly, she's one of the coolest people I've ever met.
I love that, again, he always has to speak in hyperbole. He can never just say somebody's pretty cool. He can never just say somebody's his friend. They're always his little brother. They're always the coolest person he ever met. Like, it's just, even the way he communicates is so juvenile.
I actually enjoyed talking to her. And she knows about the situation. She's very much filled in. And let's just say that instead of dealing with me, you got to deal with Nintendo of America. You got to deal with the big guys, not me. You have to deal with Nintendo coming down on you. And here's the thing about Nintendo. They don't tell you when they're going to come after you. They just take action.
Yeah, like that letter you got in the mail.
So yeah, I know for a fact they're going to come down on you for sure. And like I said, when they come down on you, you're looking at a lot of prison time, my dude. A lot. And the fact that William and all your little friends tried to help, that makes them accomplice in what you did. Meaning they're going to probably face just as much time as you will. And if you don't think Nintendo ain't going to take you to court, oh yeah, they're going to. Especially after what you tried to do. I explained to Alexandra the whole situation. I explained everything. And let me tell you this. She ain't too happy with you guys. I showed her all the proof of my artwork. I forwarded everything to her. She got back to me literally a couple minutes later because I sent it to her while on the phone. I forwarded the email to her from a private email that you guys don't know about. I sent her all the proof of my ownership of everything that I own and everything that I have done up to this point. So they are aware of it. Some might even say, and I'm not saying this for sure, but some can even say that they might be interested in doing something with me here in the very near future. Because they like what I was doing, and they're excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, that's what you said about those kids that you were talking to as well, but it turned out they actually didn't. They actually thought you were really disgusting and wanted you to leave them alone, and now they have images in their mind that they can never get rid of. But sorry to interrupt you, Chance. Your turn, cutie.
I'm not saying that they did say yes to wanting to work on a project with me, but they are interested. They are interested in what I'm doing. They actually liked what I was doing. So I'm not saying I'm working with them directly. I'm just saying that they enjoyed the artwork that I was putting out. They actually enjoyed it. They liked it. So shout out to Nintendo. So like I said, Johnny boy, you ain't got to deal with me no more. You got to deal with the big guys. You got to deal with Nintendo coming down on your ass. So John, if I was you, I would honestly tell your little boyfriend, William Gloryhole, and all his little friends that he's trying to get together to come after me, you may as well tell him that he better fucking stop right the fuck now of coming after me, because if y'all don't stop, all the shit y'all have done to me is going to get brought up in court by the judge. And Nintendo's going to be the one to bring it up, because I told them my entire story about where everything started, how everything happened, what's been going on. So they're very well aware of what's going on. And let's just say this. They are not happy with you guys. If anything, they are pissed at what you guys tried to do. Sending out a fake letter telling me to cease and desist for a project they had nothing to do with that may end up turning out to be something good for me. Who knows? But all I have to say to you, John, is this. You and William and all your little friends in the troll community have made the biggest mistake of your entire careers and your entire lives. Because like I said, Nintendo is going to come down on you. And when they do, it's going to be bad. And they will haul you into court. And they will sue the fuck out of you. And more than likely, you're going to face charges. You're probably going to face quite a... Actually, I know for a fact. With what you tried to do, I know for a fact. Because I spoke to Alexandra. And more than likely, you are going to be facing prison time. And a lot of it. So if I was you, John, boy, I'd be stepping down off of YouTube and deleting my shit real quick, son. I really would. I would be stepping down real fucking quick. Because here's what's going to... Nintendo's going to take you to court. They're initially going to sue you for all the stuff you tried to do. And they're going to call up certain witnesses, like myself, my good friend CIA Hole, all my close personal friends. And you know what's going to happen? That's going to allow me to bring up everything that you have done to me. You, William, and everyone. And I will explain to the courts where all this started and everything that you guys have done. And you don't think that you're not going to face extra charges for trying to turn an Xbox into an IED, aka an improvised explosive device, or trying to torch my mom's van? All the shit in the past that you guys have done to me, like throwing a brick through the windshield of my mom's Kia. You don't think there ain't going to be a separate case being built upon that as well? Or will probably end up being a combined case in the courtrooms? You don't think that your little troll community ain't going to get shut down? You don't think that you're not going to face charges for what you guys have done to me and to all my family and friends? Oh, you definitely will. Because like I said though, you ain't got to deal with me no more, John. William, you guys ain't got to deal with me no more. Oh, no. Y'all got to deal with the big guys. Y'all got to deal with the big boys. You got to deal with Nintendo themselves. So if I was you, I would delete social media entirely. And I'd go dark. I would honestly delete all social media and go dark if I was you. I really would. I would literally delete all social media and go dark. If I
It's amazing how his like benevolent advice to other people, that he's really just trying to help them out, right? Like it's really in their best interest. It's always whatever would just work best for him. You know what I mean? Like it's always just like, I don't know, somehow the best thing for you is always to do what will work out for Chance, and somehow in the long run that's going to work out in your favor. It's so ridiculous.
was you. Not that it would help your case any, because I've already saved everything that you guys have done to me. I've saved all the streams. I have all the streams backed up on this little device right here, which you guys don't know has a micro USB, which I can save up to, I believe it's 2,000 hours worth of video footage on here. So yeah, I've got more than enough on here, on this little micro SD card right here. See that? This little micro SD card right there in my hand? Yeah.
I know that nothing's going to happen because that's like his own USB stick. But every time I see him holding one of those in his hands, all I can think about is that whatever he plugs it into is going to completely have a meltdown. It's so funny that he'll even go anywhere near a USB at this point in his life.
I have all the stuff saved on that, just in case you do end up deleting your stuff. Just in case. Matter of fact, I have a folder titled Evidence.
Having a folder titled Evidence is so fucking unhinged. Like, this is crazy people stuff. This is not things that sane people have or do.
And just in case you guys think that you're going to get smart and try to break into my shit, I have multiple upon multiple upon multiple backups of everything. So, Johnny boy, little art thief Johnny, little content thief William, you guys have been exposed by the one victim that you can never shut up, which is me. And honestly, all I have to say to you guys at this point is this. Good fucking luck fighting Nintendo in court and winning. Because the thing you need to learn about Nintendo is this. When it comes to people like you guys, and there are a lot of people like you out there, Nintendo has never lost a case, and they never will lose a case.
Which is why you should be so afraid about your Shadow Kai ripoff landing you in court, Chance. It's amazing that something that could actually legitimately happen to you, you're threatening somebody else with it, and it's going totally over your head that it could be you this is happening to.
Because they have some of the best lawyers in the world. So don't think you're going to win, because you're not. Your days are numbered, John. And honestly, for your sake, if I was you, I'd be spending as much time with my family in the real world as I could. I really would. I would be sitting down, and I would be spending as much time with my family as I could. Because when Nintendo hauls you into court, you're not going to be seeing your family for a very long time. And I mean a very long time. So, you and William both actually, and your wife, you all need to spend as much time with your family as you can. Because you guys are going to, actually more than likely, are going to end up in federal prison for a very long time. And I do mean a very long time, probably the rest of your lives at this point. And I'm not just saying that either. I'm stacking up every single charge that would be placed against you. Right now, you guys are looking at about 50 plus years in federal prison, on top of whatever they decide to charge you with. On top of like whatever Nintendo charges you with, and on top of whatever charges you get from the shit you guys have done to me. You guys are looking at a long time in prison. And I know that I'll be asked about everything that's going on, and I have no problem answering every single question honestly. I will openly answer every question that the courts give me without fail, without hesitation. I have zero issue in answering their questions. Because any question that they have, I can answer. And if you think that your little fucking lawyer that you're probably going to get is going to faze me, I'm going to look in that motherfucker's face and laugh. If he does decide to work for you. So, John, all in all, my friend, as I said, I would be spending as much time with my family as I can if I was you, buddy. Because once Nintendo comes down on you, bro, it's a wrap. You're done. Your career, over. My life, back to normal. Troll community, shut down. Akron PD, investigated and jobs probably lost. That was your biggest mistake sending that letter, John. That was your biggest mistake.
If it really was Chance, then why does it sound so much like you're trying to convince yourself of that more than us, the way you're just repeating it over and over again? This all just feels so disingenuous.
And also, you're last. So, have fun when Nintendo comes down on you for the shit you've done. Have fun with that. Because you ain't gotta deal with me no more. You, like I said, you gotta deal with the big guys. You gotta deal with Nintendo. Because see, compared to you, you're like right down here. I'm way up here about 30 levels above you. But bro, Nintendo's like, way the fuck up.
What the hell is he doing right now? This has been one of the most unhinged videos in a while. I know it doesn't seem that way because he's not screaming at the top of his lungs, but like if you just read the transcript of this, it's just I can't even, it's just the wildest claims. The way he's choosing to describe things is wild. The chat GPT call out, like he couldn't even formulate in his own mind why he doesn't like John. He had to have chat GPT do it for him. The new transgender stuff. This is just, I need the homeless arc to come on, man, because he has too much free time alone in this attic to just sit around thinking of shit.
Here, you gotta deal with these guys. You gotta deal with the guys that have the real money, the guys that have actual power, that can actually do something to you. So like I said, John, you, your wife, William, you guys are screwed. So if I was you, John, I'd spend as much time with your parents as I could. Because once Nintendo comes down on you, you're not going to be seeing your family for a very, very long time. And I do mean a long time. Because when I spoke to Alexandra, she explained the charges that are going to be being placed against you. And honestly, they come with a very, very, very lengthy sentence. And a very hefty fine that I know that you won't be able to pay out. So John, congratulations. You gave me the victory and didn't even realize it. So have fun fighting Nintendo while I'm over here living my life. Have fun, dude. Because God knows you're going to need all the luck you can get going against them. Good luck to you. Not that any luck is going to do you any good, but still. Have fun facing off against the big guys, champ.
Well, that's absolutely wild. If anybody's getting sued by Nintendo, it's you, Chance. You already got a letter in the mail. And all we can hope for is that when the Nintendo executives arrive with the local sheriff's department to take everything you own, to try to pay for the legal fees and for the restitution from the lawsuit, which, to be fair, is like the dog, the glitter on Sally's floor, its perks, the stylus, and a couple of bricked consoles, that they use your preferred pronouns. That's going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back tomorrow with another Goblin update. I know I haven't done a stream in like a week. Tomorrow night, Friday night, will be the big Goblin stream. We got tons of stuff to cover. We got Nova, we got Toph. We got Shop POV, calling out my boy Mayor Menace. Great stuff, great stuff. So we got that coming up. But until next time, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And you know the drill. Stay indoors, stay away from the Goblin, and have a good one.